Carlos Correa's brief flirtation with San Francisco is now ancient history. Just 1 week in December 2022, canceled on a bad physical or cold feet, depending whom you ask. Fast forward less than 3 years, and Correa is moving yet again, this time from Minnesota back to Houston. Here's how one of baseball's premier young shortstops has gone from near giant to twin to Astro in the blink of an offseason, and why each front office thinks it's the right move. Contract that never was. Giants free agency. December 2022, Correa, fresh off a stellar season at short for the Astros, agrees to a 13-year, $350 million contract with the San Francisco Giants. Physical fallout. Merely days before his introductory press conference, the deal unravels. Reports cite elbow concerns, with Giants doctors balking. Correa's camp later hints at second thoughts. Aftermath. San Francisco pivots to a free agent class headlined by Michael Conforto, Mitch Haniger, Sean Manaea, and others, a haul that ultimately fails to fill the shortstop void. Meanwhile, Correa re-signs with Houston on a 6-year, $200 million deal. Minnesota's gamble. Astros Twins. Why the Twins bought in. Despite the Giants' medical red flags, Minnesota felt comfortable underwriting Correa's deal. They envisioned an elite defender at short through 2028 and a middle-of-the-order bat. 2023 season, Correa's debut in Target Field is underwhelming. 236, 310, 594, and 581 plate appearances. Still, his veteran presence anchors a surprisingly competitive Twins club. 2024 resurgence. He rebounds to a .310, 388, 517 line in just 86 games, flashing Gold Glove caliber defense and middle infield leadership, until lingering plantar fasciitis cuts his year short. The latest twist, Twins Astros, July 2025. Trade. Minnesota ships Carlos Correa back to Houston for 24-year-old Louisville right-hander Matt Mikulski, plus the Twins agree to absorb only $103.4 million of the remaining $200 million on Correa's contract, effectively paying the Astros an extra $33 million to take him off the books. Finances in focus. Original Twins commitment, 6 years, $200 million. Giants offer declined, 13 years, $350 million. Mets deal also voided, 10 years, $300 million. Actual Twins payout, roughly $96.6 million paid through 2025, plus $33 million penalty for the buyout. Why Minnesota cut bait? 1. Ownership uncertainty. The Pohlad family's long-running sale process pressured payroll cuts. 2. Injury concerns. Recurring foot issues and age 29 season sideline worries. 3. On-field fit. The Twins' surprise contention in 2023 softened the blow of losing Correa's bat, while pitching depth acquisitions took priority. Houston's motivation. Return of the native son. Third base opportunity. With Jeremy Pena cemented at shortstop, the Astros will install Correa at the hot corner, hoping to replicate the middle infield production of Alex Bregman era. Veteran leadership. Houston values Correa's clubhouse presence, his 2 World Series runs, postseason heroics, and familiarity with the franchise's culture. Financial sweetener. The extra $33 million from Minnesota sweetens the pot. Correa's true salary cap hit for 2026-28 is a bargain compared to similar veteran infielders. On-field projections. Defensive profile. Correa has never won a Gold Glove, but his arm strength, range, and highlight reel double plays remain above average. Moving to third should reduce range demand and leverage his reaction skills. Offensive outlook. Peak years. Correa's 2024 slash line suggests there's still plenty of juice in his bat, projected for 18-22 homers and 75 to 85 RBI in a full season. Durability questions. Anything north of 120 games played will be a positive sign after missing time in back-to-back years. Lineup fit. Paired with Pena's speed and Altuve Kemp veteran bats, the Astros infield looks more balanced. Correa's walk rate and OBP skills upgrade their overall on-base prowess. What San Francisco misses, long-term void. The Giants remain short on middle infield stability. Willy Adames, 6 years, $173 million, now slots in at short, but he profiles more as an offensive replacement than a defensive equal. Fan reaction. Many Bay Area voices quietly celebrate dodging Correa's medical baggage, yet on-field performance gaps have players and fans alike wondering, what if? The broader lesson. Carlos Correa's odyssey underscores the high-stakes calculus MLB front offices must perform: medical due diligence, contract structuring, and timing. His journey from Astro hero to almost giant to twin experiment and back to Houston illustrates both how coveted elite shortstops are and how unforgiving large, long-term contracts can become in a sport where injuries are inevitable. As Correa racks up his third stint with a single organization, one thing remains clear: when healthy, he's one of baseball's best defenders and a middle-order force. But for GMs across the game, his saga is a cautionary tale in balancing talent acquisition against risk, one that will inform future negotiations for years to come. Carlos Correa's roller coaster trip through free agency has come full circle again. After a brief headline-making flirtation with the Giants in December 2022 that fizzled out over a failed physical, he jumped to the Mets on a monster deal that also collapsed. Now, the veteran shortstop is back where he first starred, as the Twins have shipped him and $33 million of his remaining $200 million contract to the Astros for pitching prospect Matt Mikulski. Minnesota's move feels as much about payroll relief, owner Jim Pohlad still hunting for a buyer, as on-field production. Correa slumped to a .2667 309th sign 386 line in 25 after missing half of 24, but flashes that elite ceiling when healthy. Houston, meanwhile, gets a slick fielding infielder who will slide over to third base alongside his shortstop heir, Jeremy Pena. For Giants fans, this is vindication. Walking away from a 13-year, $278 million commitment turned out to be the right call. San Francisco instead invested in Willie Adames at short, locking him up for 6 seasons and roughly $173 million. Adames is the safer bet, and the Giants' next wave, Conforto, Haniger, Stripling, may not have dazzled, but they didn't carry the injury baggage Correa did. Correa's journeyman saga highlights baseball's high-stakes chess match: contracts, physicals, and the relentless quest for value. His one-week Giants era may never have officially started, but it's become folklore, a cautionary tale of X-rays that echo louder than any swing. As Carlos returns to Houston, where his legend began, we'll toast that fateful week in San Francisco, proof that even in pro sports, timing and tendon health is everything. Godspeed, Carlos. Carlos Correa's roller coaster trip through free agency has come full circle again. After a brief headline-making flirtation with the Giants in December 2022 that fizzled out over a failed physical, he jumped to the Mets on a monster deal that also collapsed. Now, the veteran shortstop is back where he first starred, as the Twins have shipped him and $33 million of his remaining $200 million contract to the Astros for pitching prospect Matt Mikulski. Minnesota's move feels as much about payroll relief, owner Jim Pohlad still hunting for a buyer, as on-field production. Correa slumped to a .2667 309th sign 386 line in 25 after missing half of 24, but flashes that elite ceiling when healthy. Houston, meanwhile, gets a slick fielding infielder who will slide over to third base alongside his shortstop heir, Jeremy Pena.